Behringer Odyssey Analogue synthesizer recalibration. If your Odyssey is going out of tune as you play the notes up and down the keyboard, it could be that one or other of the VCOs are out of calibration. It is an analog synth, and therefore, although it has an ARM processor in it as well, all the analog stuff can go out of tune, just like a classic synth from the 70s or 80s. First thing we've got to do is separate the lower and upper half of the case so that we can gain access to the pots on the circuit board. You will need to reconnect the actual keys once you've separated it. This is how I've done it. Lay the two halves of the cabinet at that angle. I've just got a clamp on here just as a safety thing so that it stops it from wanting to fall over. Once you've got it in this position, you can reconnect the two keyboard connectors, and then you're free to play the keys while getting access to the pots. The pots are all recessed, they're on the other side of the circuit board. I've got a tiny little Phillips screwdriver with a insulating section, and you calibrate it just like any other analog synth. So there are 2 points for each VCO, and they're marked on the board. You can see them here. There are 4 pots in total, 2 for VCO1 and 2 for VCO2. The one that tunes the lower part of the keyboard is called offset. It actually tunes the whole keyboard, but tune it at the bottom first, and then at the scale is the other pot, which tunes the keyboard at the top end. You may need to go between the two a couple of times. Use a guitar tuner or similar. That's what I've got there. It's a Seiko. Do it for one VCO, and then go over and switch that one off and do the other VCO. Make sure, obviously, that there are no modifiers for the control voltages switched on, so we don't want any vibrato, any LFOs turned on. Make sure they're all down. Make sure the if you've got a square wave, make sure that the pulse width modulation is set like that on each one. You can see up on the width, down on the modulation. That will stop anything from affecting the pitch. It's also a good idea to make sure that the pitch control keys here aren't stuck in, because these can obviously affect the pitch as well. It's just in case anybody has bashed one of these and it's actually affecting the pitch when it shouldn't do. Not a lot else to say really, everything else is common sense. Just if you've calibrated an old classic 80s synth, then one of these is okay. There is another calibration which is the overall CV, and the instructions for that's done in the digital domain using the service mode and these keys here. It tells you in the service bulletin on the Behringer website exactly how to do that. That involves having a digital multimeter and going on these test points here. Probably best to do that first, and make sure you do know what you're doing. Read the instructions before doing the digital thing, because it is possible to screw up the control voltage completely and then the keyboard won't play at all. And then instructions for that are here. User support bulletin, downloadable from Behringer. Hopefully we're all good to go now.